Hey, we live.
All right. That purple looks beautiful on you. Yes. Okay, I'm looking for the live. Let me see. Nobody watching too. Yeah, you can watch it right now. Where are you? She needs it. I love the energy. I love the energy. Hey, you got me dancing over here.
That's what we do here. All righty. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Dr. Kimberly Barrington, and you are watching When Women Step Up, where we highlight the women in your community who are change agents. Yes, we're gonna clap our hands, clap our hands, clap our hands. And I am
Hey.
so excited to have Miss Shemeka O'Neal today. And we're going to talk about something that we probably don't talk about in our community, and it's multiple streams of income.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, Billy talk about it, but Hakeem just called, I'm just trying to get my hustle on. But we have to truly be strategic about how do we leave a legacy and having that multiple streams of income so that we're not waiting on Social Security, at 65 years old. And one of the things that people don't understand is you will never become rich or wealthy working for somebody else because you're working to make them wealthy and leave a legacy for them. So I'm excited to have this young lady here to talk about how she came into like three multiple streams of income. And one of my favorite words is thrive. Oh, I love it because thriving is so close to the Bible when it says that I wish above all that you prosper, in your health, in your material things, as your soul prospers. That's basically, what thrive means. And so for us to have been in a pandemic, at least the last 3 years,
Yes.
and we're really starting to come out of it. And you have been in business for 5 years
Yes.
and have like a couple other businesses. Come on,
Couple
girl, talk
people.
about it. Spill the tea with us. Hold on, let me get my tea. Spill the
That's
tea
okay. Get your tea. I
with
need
us.
some tea. I got tea. I'm gonna drink some water to it. I'm gonna drink some water to it. Yes. So my name is Shemeka O'Neal, and I am the founder and business owner of Noble Healthcare Solutions. I am a billing company, and I've been actually in this field for 30 years. And
Okay.
before the pandemic, I have been doing it on the side probably for about 15 years as I worked in that corporate world. I'm a cheerleader for other people, wasn't a cheerleader for myself. And so actually in November, I went full time in my business because I was working just part time on top of doing all the other streams of income that I had going on. So it's a beautiful thing to be full time working, helping people, and that's what I love to do. I help people, I motivate them. So majority of my clients are behavioral health providers. They want to open up their practices and they want to go on their own, and I cheerlead them on to be like, yes, you got this, do it. But I was afraid to do it myself. So now that I'm doing it, I'm so excited. So the Billy business is one business. The other hobbies are my entertainment business, and that's where I do Love Jones Entertainment, Love Jones GR Experience. I do what else? Taco Tuesdays, like anything that comes underneath that realm of entertainment. We do karaoke. We just put things together. Me and a girlfriend get together, and that's the hobby of that stream of income. My other income, and also doing hosting, and this is number four. Number four. I have a notary business as well. So I'm excited about launching that. So I am actually be notarizing and doing a business service center where people can come, small businesses can come and fax, copy, we mail out things, we can also notarize. And so that's the fourth stream of income. So we getting it. We getting it. Yes, yes, yes.
So let's talk about the entertainment piece. I like that because it's so inundated with men, and you very rarely see women in it. How has that been for you?
It's been exciting. It's been, and you're absolutely right that you say it's been inundated with men because a lot of partnerships I do, it is usually sometimes with men, but most of the time I do things by myself, and it has been very thriving. Um, we've been, we've been, we've been doing pretty good with it, with the entertainment part of it. I can't wait. I'm going to be doing another Love Jones this coming up summer, so I'm excited about that. So I want everybody in the world in the city to be looking out for another GR Love Jones experience. So we're very excited about that.
Thank you so much for Divine Love Outreach for tuning in today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you can tell us where you are viewing from, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, we talk about the imposter syndrome, and because that is so heavily inundated with men, how have you been received when you get ready to, launch an event? And do they say, okay, well, where's the guy? Or are you the assistant? Like, how are you received?
Actually, I have a real good rapport with a lot of people. I'm highly respected, and so when the men and women, like I feel like they do support. I have a huge support fan with the men. So I don't see no competition. Um, they don't, it's not, hey, she's doing this, so we're not coming. Yeah, so it's actually I have not had any bad experience working with men. I support men, a lot of men events. I was at an event last night. Larry Maddox, he did a R&B thing at Billy's, and I came through. I support. Julian, he's a DJ, came to his event on Sunday. So I support, and
Wait a
so
minute.
they support me back.
Julian, little
Julian
PJ,
Robert. Yes, DJ to PJ.
that's my little pumpkin.
Yes, yes, yes. He has his Sunday event, and I support that. And it's just I go out and I show
Hey,
support.
PJ,
I go
this
out
is
and I
your
show
mama.
support, and I just, hey, when I believe what it is that once people see me supporting them, I support pretty much Grand Rapids. I am one of the biggest supporter around here, and then I think once people see that support, they reciprocate and they come back and they support me as well. So a few years ago, Cecil Jackson and I did a "You Think You Got Talent" before the pandemic, and that was a successful event as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I get no negative feedback when it comes to the opposite sex when it comes to having events in my entertainment world.
That's a good thing, and the fact as women, not having to compromise ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that how do I want to put it? Men can do things and it's acceptable. But when it comes to a woman, it's like, they will attach a name. And so just knowing that you have that respect, you know, and that
Mm-hmm.
they're not, trying to push up on us, hey girl, cause like, no, sir, I'm here to do business.
And that's
Um,
how I present myself,
yeah,
and it's basically it's how you present yourself. I dress, professional. Everywhere I go, I try to represent not just me, but I tell anybody and everybody, I don't just represent me, I represent my family. I have all older brothers. I'm the youngest of 11. And my oldest brother, his name is C. He's the Zora ruler at the Elks. And so I don't want anybody to have to come back to them and be like your little sister. And I mean, I'm 49 years old, but I still respect them like I'm 12, you know. And I don't want anyone to come back to be like your little sister this or anything like that. So when I'm out there, I'm repping me and my family, and that just that reputation. So when I come out, that's what I do.
I think we need to say that just a little bit louder. Say that a little bit louder. Um, I'm old, so I'm a little bit older than you. Hmm.
But you look good.
Thank
You
you.
look amazing.
Thank you. I am
Yes.
almost 60 years old.
You 60 years young, honey. You look good. Out
Thank
here
you.
killing the game.
Thank you. Thank you. Girls still pulling them, you know. They're like, ooh,
Exactly.
just flew to New York. It was, oh my God, hilarious. And this guy was sitting at the next table. And finally, his friend gets up and says, look, my friend been staring at you all night long. And if he don't say nothing, I'm getting ready to say something. Oh my God, you are just beautiful.
You
And I
are.
said, well, I didn't know whether to blow him a kiss or wave at him, tell him he could take a picture, it'll last longer. And so he just sitting there
Yes.
just blushing. So I said, blew him a kiss. And then he blew me a kiss back. So I grabbed it and I said, ooh, yes. And he was like, can I have another one? Can I have another one? So I blew him another kiss so he could catch it and put it on his face.
Okay.
I was just like, ooh, okay. So,
I love it. I love it.
it do something for a girl's self-esteem.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes you just want to be admired. And
yeah. Definitely, definitely.
so I just but I think that's exciting though to be in that business. And I went to see Jennifer Holliday. That was my whole point. Went to go see her. And when I tell you she a phenomenal show, she did like 12 songs. And the way she was dressed, just with class. You know, she wasn't showing everything, wasn't gyrating. Now she had a couple of songs where, hey, we got with her. But I went back and she did one of Aretha's old songs. And
Hmm.
so, I came home and I started YouTubing. Oh my God, I get lost. And I look at Miss Holiday. I
Hmm.
look at Aretha Franklin, and I look at Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle. They're so classy. They come out with all their clothes on and they bring the house down.
Mm.
They just bring it down.
Yes.
I don't even think I found one video um past I want to say anything past 75, maybe 76. Everything from that year forward,
Hmm.
every time Aretha Franklin was on the stage, she had on a fur coat. She comes out in
Mm.
a fur coat.
Mm.
And it
Okay.
don't be the same one, girl. Not the same one.
Right. Right.
And so I applaud you for coming in, being professional, you know, commanding and demanding, respect.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like again, is a top behavior. My mom, my brothers, like I got mad respect for them, and I don't want anyone. Then I have kids. I have grown kids, and
Girl, I got
everybody.
7 too. And look, and got 8 grandkids. So
I got 9 grandkids, and yeah, and I don't want any of them. I don't want anyone to be like, it's already bad enough. I have my kid friends at right now, like even at my birthday party on Friday. A young lady, she was on Snapchat. My daughter at work, she doesn't hang out at all, and she said, "Are you Chicana's mom?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I had a picture of you on Snapchat," and she's like, "What you doing hanging out with my mom?" So it's like I gotta be this person, and it's not fake. I am genuine with loving, speaking, sharing love, giving respect to everybody, and that's just how I feel. I just think everybody should be able to just get along and just come out and be respectful. That's how we're gonna have a good time.
really, true. Um, it is now. quarter after the hour, and we're going to say thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Dr. Kimberly Barrington, and I am the CEO and founder of 100 Shades of Diversibility, L3C, where we improve the quality of life with persons with diverse abilities legislatively, economically, through community partnerships and education. And today you are watching our new show. I am so excited with the launch of it. I
Congratulations.
ran for state representative this past year, and I met some phenomenal men and women. But it was the women that just, I get emotional every
Mhm,
time I think about it because this was such an important election year because
mhm.
Roe versus Wade was was on the ballot, and the number of women who shared their stories. Uh,
Mm,
the reasons why
mhm.
that they've had to access abortion care and having to explain to over 66,000 people who are my constituents the difference between pro life and pro choice. I'm a mother of three, a grandmother of eight, so I am so pro life. And pro choice does not mean that I want you to run to a clinic. It just means that in your situation, when you find yourself there, that decision is between you, your God, your physician, your partner, and your tribe.
That's correct.
And so we're gonna thank you for Taji. She is all the way in Detroit. She's like our top fan. I want to say hello to Shayna. Thank you so much. Shayna is in Bel Air, Maryland. And yesterday she sponsored Rolling on the Road with her Get Crocheted by Shayna.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. So,
awesome.
I love small businesses and I support them wholeheartedly. So
Yeah.
I just purchased a a Henry Bear with a blanket for my newest grandbaby, and it
Okay.
is going to Atlanta.
All right.
And we want to say hey to Dr. Thurston Willoughby, who is joining us from Middleville. Hey Thurst, how's it going? Hey man, we got to catch up, catch up next week. Love you. So we're so grateful for you guys tuning in. And when I heard a lot of the stories, and these women who had never organized, had never really got into voting, because that's their husband's thing, or he tells her who to vote for, how they really stood up in their communities. They marched, they did protesting, and it was amazing. And I
Mm,
said, there's nobody who's capturing these women and what it is that they do and how they're change agents in our communities. And if it wasn't for them, you know, wow. And so I
that's
said, I want to find a way to honor them. And so today is International Women's Day. So and this is Women's History Month, her story. And so I am so glad today to be able to share your story. One of the things that you alluded to was your family and a friend. And when you choose to separate yourself from the pack and be different, especially when it comes to running a small business, you're it. You know, you chief cook, bottle washer. I mean, you're everything. And
everything.
so you need a place of respite, as I like to call it. And so who's your village? Who's your tribe?
I have a lot of those. I'd have a lot of village. I have a lot of tribe. My friend Tammy Jackson, oh my gosh, she she knows when I'm feeling some type of way. She'll be like, "Hey, let's get in the car and let's go." Because for a long time, just being in my business, I didn't know how to get up. I would sit and work to 9 o'clock at night. I'm here from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m., 9 p.m. And so she will say, "Hey, let's get up." I have my friend Gwen, Brenda, Nicole. Like I have a whole bunch of set of different wonderful, inspiring, positive women that I am so surrounded around, including like even my mom. Like, hey, let's go get our nails done. Let's go get our toes done. She just turned 80 this year, And so I have all of them. I have my 13-year-old granddaughter that calls and check in, that say, "Hey, Granny, like, how's your day going?" And it just feels so amazing to just be able to have those connections, because sometimes we do forget that your tribe, your village is out there, because sometimes when you're working so hard in your business, you just sometimes feel like you're alone. My son, he comes up and he helps me. "Hey, Umi, what can I do for you? You need anything?" So my village and tribe, again, is my family, and I'm surrounded around a bunch of wonderful women. My brothers, like I said, I'm the baby, and they check in on me all the time. Like, "Hey, just calling, I ain't talked to you in a while." So just those little things right there, that's my village. That's my tribe of my family and friends, and my way of getting away. Another close friend, Keisha, Tierra. Like, I have so many. My BFF, Narvia, she's all the way in Arizona, and it'll just be a text. "Hey, what you up to?" So those my friends is my village and my tribe and my family.
That is amazing. I have what I call accountability partners, and
Mhm.
they're all over the United States. And,
Yes.
and, and I love it because everybody is doing something a little bit different.
Mhm.
And so we share and we talk and we encourage. And when we have ideas, we run it past each other. "Hey, what do you think about this?" Or I was thinking about expanding in this area.
Mhm.
And so, you know, we talk to each other and we hold each other accountable
Yes.
for what we do. I mean, even I love Shayna. She really encourages me because I am not a big poster. I'm just not.
Yeah. And I have it's so many much more that I can and just can't think of and just name, but it's so many of them that's out there. I have a business coach. Her name is Dab Bates, and she's been in business for years.
Hey,
And
Deb, thank
yeah,
you.
yes, she's one of, when I say one of my biggest person of tribe, because I met her through Spring GR. Well, actually, no, I met her through Linda Otterbridge, and then she ended up becoming my business coach through Spring GR. And when I tell you that her holding me accountable for a lot of things, and one of them is getting up on my seat, when I'm invited, go. That work will be there when you get there.
I think that's my biggest piece is not really, always working and being in my space and not going to, a lot of the things that I get invited to. So the question is, at times, do you feel like you're not doing enough when it comes to your business? So you want to give an answer, and then I'll give an answer.
Okay, you said time. Okay, yes, it is. It is every day. I don't feel like I'm doing enough for my business, because with my work tasks, and that's what I'm learning, task management right now. So to get to a point where I feel like I'm checking off lists, and it's okay to leave some things, undone until I get back the next day, um, because I'm too busy working in it and not on it. And that's my biggest problem, is that I don't feel like I'm doing enough on the business, the rebranding, accounting, bookkeeping, taxes, just certain things that I need to do for the foundation of the business. I don't feel like there's enough time in the day to get to that part, as well as work in the business, because in the business I know how to do that inside and out. But to work on the foundation of it, I don't feel like I have enough time in the day to get a lot of those things done.
It was a good answer. So for me, because I do have, and as well as you, Shayna, know that we have our discs that I prioritize things, and so Mondays are my day off. That's it. I take Monday off. I'm not texting you. I'm not responding to emails. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to take that time. I'm going to watch movies, chill, order me something, from Uber Eats, and that's it. And then, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my show days. So I'm prepping, for that. And then, Thursday, Friday, we get back into, some of the grind. And I'm always scheduling, you know, sometimes people want appearances, people want me to come speak or, stuff like that. So I try to make sure that I keep people on the same day. I'll say, Thursdays, and I have this time to this time to speak. And they're like, oh, okay, wow, yeah. And when you take command and don't allow other people to demand of
Mm.
you, there's the big difference. So
Yeah.
I command, they want to demand. It don't work that way. I got to make sure I
Yeah.
take care of me. I take care of my home.
Hmm.
I got to make time to, I guess, cook something. A little something to eat. Straighten up and
Little.
still, and still be a wife. And so I being almost 60, there's a lot of things that you've just had the time to be able to prioritize.
Yeah.
From raising kids, being an empty nester, I'm telling you, is just awesome. So, and for you, Shayna, I think that you, you're always you have a lot of multiple streams of income as well. And so, for like the last project that you did, especially the one that you just did for me, the amount of time that it takes
Hmm.
for you to get things done, including all of your medical stuff, and you're raising two children, you're phenomenal. And you're posting. So if you take 20 minutes to go sip some tea, you've earned it. You
Yeah.
you really have. Okay, what does this say? What can you tell someone that wants to have multiple streams of income? And then what's this next one? Oh, you're welcome. All right.
Well,
So for anybody who wants multiple streams of income, you need to have your main one that is going to, let's say, pay your bills.
yep.
So I would never tell anybody to quit a job until you have enough earned income in your business to cover your basic living expenses, so your rent, your mortgage, lights, car note, whatever you have. It needs to be able to cover that. Then within your business, there needs to be something where there's passive income for you, where if you have a website, people can just browse on there. So like you you have the earrings. I don't think you made these. These are crocheted. Yeah, not these. But I do wear the ones she's made crochet earrings. So
Mhm.
like you could take a day or two and make, let's say, if you can make 100 pair in 48 hours, working 8 hours each day, so in 2 days, if you can make 100 pair of those and put them online for people to buy, that's considered passive income. And all you have to do, you'll get a notification that it's sold, and then you just ship it out. And that's
Mhm.
not anything that you really have to worry about. And just, if you're selling, 50 or 60 a month, then you know that at least somewhere in the middle of the month, you need to make some more to keep that supply up. So
Mhm.
that's two streams of income. Now, the on demand orders that you have, you need to figure out how long does it take you to get those done. And then if people want the colors, again, you take the time to make enough up, and that can even become, like passive income. And then you have your podcast. You can start selling ad space because you have an excellent following and you have some tremendous guests. So some of those folks can start paying. You're on for about an hour, $25 for somebody to get their name mentioned at every 15 minutes and on a flyer.
That's income.
That's income.
That's income. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What do you think? And
And you
let's see what's
gotta have and whatever that the other streams are, you definitely gotta have that passion for it. I was going to open up a medical billing school, and I had to put that on the shelf. I had to say, you know what, I gotta put this on the shelf and hold it up for a minute until I'm able to take that off while I'm still building the medical billing business. So definitely having a passion for it is key as well, because I've seen people have so many incomes and doing so many different things, and then it's gone. Boutiques, selling candles, just doing just multiple different things, and the passion really ain't there. But it's like, I need to make some extra money. So you got to have that passion to really get that product out there or that service out there, and to promote and market yourself. And networking is key. Networking is key when you want those multiple streams, because they're not going to come by just sitting it out there and somebody's like, oh, okay, today I want, and find it. You have to
Yeah,
get out there, you have to network, and you have to get it.
that's it.
Get it. Yeah.
So it is now 4:30, and I want to say thank you so much for tuning into When Women Step Up. Today, our guest is Shemeka O'Neal, and we're talking about multiple streams of income. So the question is, how do you go about starting a podcast? Well, you got to have a good topic. You got to have a good topic, and you don't want to be saturated. I mean, because really, podcast right now is pretty saturated, and we started out really, really well. We started in 2020, and nobody could go anywhere, nobody could do anything, and so we had anywhere every week. We were doing it 3 days a week, anywhere between 400 and 500 people were tuning in. Well, by the end of 2020, going into 2021, other people realized, like, oh, well, we need to do a podcast too for our church, for our businesses. And so then the market kind of got saturated with all of these podcasts. So, our numbers started waning. And then we realized that what makes a good podcast is, number one, what are you talking about? Number two, your guest. You have to look at your guests, they have a reach. And so they're going to tell their friends, because I loved it. As soon as I asked Miss Shemeka, she immediately said, hey, look, she got on the horn and started telling all of her friends. And that's what it does. And so I would say to you, do not look at the numbers. Okay? Don't look at your numbers, because numbers will fluctuate. And one thing that I get irritated about is, if your show starts at 3 o'clock, I don't want to hear you for 10 minutes. Come on now. Come on in. Come on. We're going to wait a little bit longer. Come on in now. Come on in now. We're going to wait a little bit longer. Come on. Come on now, people. Come on, y'all. Come on now. Come on in now. Come on in now. Honey, if you tell the people you're going to be there at 3 o'clock, they need to be there at 5 till, waiting on you. Not you sitting there for 10 minutes once you started, begging them to watch you. What you're going to get is, people will come back to the replay. How many times do you sit and really actually watch something when it comes out? You really don't. You actually binge watch. So Netflix has figured that out. Prime Video has figured that out. Tubi has figured that out. HBO. And so what do? Because at first they were only releasing one episode at a time of different shows. Now they release anywhere between 3 and 6 and 8 and 10, because you binge watch.
Right.
We binge watch. So number one, you need to have a good topic. You need to have a good computer. You need to have some good lighting, a great place where there's not a lot of activity, that you can sit and do your show. You need to have good English. You can't go to your go-to words like and and cause girl, and like cause yeah, you gotta stay on your topic. Let's see. I think that's a lot
Yeah.
to kind of think about, because this makes year 3 that I have been on here. Let's see. She just prioritized more. She said passion, yes. And then that's right. Truth. And then we have yes. And I'm already a digital creator and doing reels and lives on what I think is a good topic. It's just I want to grow so I can have considered about. Okay, so what you're gonna do, Miss Shantae, Enchante, is that's how I really started, was doing lives. So that's a great place. And what I would do is I would go live wherever I was, especially if I got good service. So if I went to Walmart, welcome to Walmart, welcome to Walmart, how can I help you? And they pointed me in the right direction, knew what they were talking about, uh, pull that phone out,
Yep.
go live. My name is Dr. Barrington, and I am in Walmart on 54th Street. And I'm here with Greg, and I just want everybody to know that he was such a great greeter. So if you're feeling down today, I need you to go to the 54th Street Walmart and let Greg greet you. He will lift your spirits.
Okay.
And then you get off. And
Love
then
it.
people will start saying, girl, I saw you go live. Where you gonna be next? What you gonna do? You know. And
Right.
so that's so if you're already doing it, I would say get a little bit more aggressive. Start going different places based off of what you want your theme to be. This particular show is When Women Step Up. My other show that was yesterday is called Rolling on the Road with Dr. Kimberly and Dave, where we shine a light on the intersectionality of disability. So everybody has some sort of dis. And Shayna says, stay consistent. She's definitely the thank you, Divine. Yeah. Now Shayna, I'm gonna tell you, she's the most consistent person. She has probably about 4 or 5 different podcasts. She has one that I really fell in love with, and it was cooking with her kids. She would come on and she would have you in her kitchen, have her kids there, and show how to make meals for the week
Oh wow.
and have them helping. And then, how they could, um, get the food out, reheat it. And when I tell you that her kids could cook, yeah, I'm talking about some good fried chicken, macaroni and cheese from scratch, some collard greens.
Interesting. Okay.
So, do you do podcasts?
For me?
Yes.
No. I do not. Oh, I said see, you just said that. A friend of mine, we have one in the works. And it is about relationships and things of that nature, and it's called He Say She Say, and we have not gotten started yet. We've been cooking on it for a little while now, and so hopefully we'll get that going. Probably in about probably another month or two, we'll be working on it. We've been working on it silently, so and it's called He Say She Said. We'll be talking about a lot of different issues with like relationship issues, not just relationship, but again things like this business. He's a barber, so he cuts hair, so he'll be talking about like his experience and the things that goes on there. And I have, like I said, I work with a multitude of counselors, and we'll be, I'll talk about those relationships, and maybe inviting them on to the panel to talk about certain things that they may have to say. So I have one in the works, just haven't have had it yet because this business right here is like primary for me. Like my medical billing business is like that bread and butter.
This message, I believe, hello, Lady Day, that's for you.
Somebody, I'm getting a lot of text saying that they can't open them because I sent it to them on Messenger. They can't open the thing, so they need to probably just go to my thing to watch it. So they might have to just watch the replay.
Yeah, they can watch the replay. I will put from YouTube so they can like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
You got to work it all the way around, honey.
Work it all the way around. Get some numbers. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. One of the things that I know I really wanted to ask was, have you thought about maybe on your podcast teaching people about medical billing?
Yes. Well, not on my podcast. I'm actually in the process. So this is another thing that I have not talked about, but I am working with another mentor on. And what it is, it will be clips of YouTube things and talking about different topics. Again, working with most of the people that I'm working with, they have no clue on a lot of things, and I get a lot of questions. And so what that will be is basically where they will buy small trainings to learn about certain parts that they want to know about. And it's just not like the medical billing, but it's just like the processes and the procedure parts of it. And that's what I will be putting out. So that will be something that won't be on the podcast itself, but I will be answering questions if people need answers on certain things. But I will be doing like YouTube. What do they call them? Huh? No, not the Q&A, but it's like an just like an education channel, and then they can just pull it off my website, order, they can buy it for like $9.99. Like, hey, I want to learn how to check eligibility. How do I go by that? Or, can I bill this? Or just different topics that I'm getting from my clients that's um, open up a broad thing for them to be like, hey, okay, I get it. And they're not emailing me and texting me and saying, hey, can I do this or can I do that? And then like consultation to even talk to me is like 130. So it's like instead of paying 130 to talk to me for an hour, you can buy this for $9.99.
Right. So Shana said yes, YouTube on medical billing and coding would be great.
Yeah, I think so too, but I ain't there yet. Somebody is out there somewhere.
Well, she said classes on how to get
How to get
certified. Well, that's
certified.
good.
Yeah. And it's like I said
So,
earlier, I was going to be opening up a school. So, and I will be the first, I will be like the first African American. It'll be a standalone business, a school that offers the coding class, the billing class. It won't be coding, it'll be medical billing. And it's with one of the accredited companies, AAPC, and it'll be licensed. And I'll be a proctor as well for people to come on and take their tests. But now they are offering where people can take it online, so they wouldn't even have to come to my location to take it. But if people want to take in classes, they want to take in class training or in class testing, then they can come to my site.
see,
So
somebody
I
just
got a lot going on.
said an online course. Thank you so much, Divine Love Outreach. We appreciate you for participating in the conversation. And of course, Shana, we appreciate you for participating in the conversation. Great, 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 great questions. And what does this say? Cancel. There we go. There we go. So we want to say thank you so much. And can you believe it? Our time went by so quickly.
So
Are there
fast.
is there anything that you want to say to the folks about, you know, any final thoughts?
Well, basically, as I've been told, make sure while you are, running your business, having extra business, getting multiple streams of income, self care is important. Mental health is definitely real. Getting out and enjoying yourself. I see people always saying, "Hey, you always getting out having a good time," and blah blah blah. And I have to. I have to enjoy life as well as run my business. And so, like I said, I'm 49. I raised my kids, my nieces, nephews, other people' kids, and it's my time. So I'm going to enjoy life, and that's what we all should do. We should enjoy life. And then if anybody want to know or know more about like how I, started my medical billing business and what made me get into it, because we really didn't get like really deep into like what sparked me into doing that. I wasn't featured in a magazine called Granter, and they can reach out to me and get a copy of this magazine, and it tells my story about what thrived me to start that business. So that's all I
Well, if you have time, we can talk about it right now.
have. time. I got time. I ain't got nothing but time. So what started me from starting this business is that I again I raised my kids. I raised other people's
How many
kids.
do you have?
I have I have 4 children, and so I raised my kids. I raised so many other people's kids. I worked through temp services, and I got introduced to the medical billing world when I was about 20 years old, and I loved it when I was in it. But then I also did a multitude of other things. And when I got into that field, I was like, "Oh, I love this. I love it. I love it." But then I ended up getting a job at Charter Communications. I was working there for like 7 years, and it was just like I need to get back into it. So I was doing it on the side, part-time jobs here and there. And when I was doing that, I'm like, I really want to get into this field. So 2005, I went to a billing school, even though I was already a biller doing billing stuff. And I said for years, I'm going to open a billing business. And I have so many people, even someone at Michigan Works told me that that wasn't possible. You're not going to ever be able to open a billing business because that stuff is done overseas. I've been told that you're not going to be able to do this, you're not going to be able to do that. And I'm like, watch. I'm going to do it. I'm going to open this billing business. And on top of, like I said, raising my kids, I practiced Islam for 27 years as well. So I'm Muslim, and I practiced Islam for 27 years. So a lot of that, practicing Islam, taking care of my family, taking care of my mom, taking care, my nieces and nephews, helping my brothers out, and it was just like I need to be able to do this thing for me. So I've always slowly but surely had this underneath my belt to do it. And so I took the class, even though I knew the processes, the procedures, but I wanted to know what they was teaching in the classes. So I took it at New Horizon and seeing what they were doing. So I got certified, even though you don't have to be certified to be a biller. You just got
Look,
to.
we need to.
Yes, you need
They
to, but
don't have to, but we got to.
yeah,
I'm just saying that and that's where part of the imposter syndrome comes from is we may not have the education, but we have the experience.
yeah,
So, you know, we don't always have that extra time to be able to
right.
go to school but I'm telling you that 99.9%, and I learned this, I want to say I came back here. I was in the Navy and I came back in about 93, 94. And I got my first civilian job and
Hmm.
I and we were having this conversation because they needed to hire some other people. And some people they checked their credentials and others they didn't. So I
Hmm.
said, we need to have a talk. I went in the office, we need to shut the door. Why did you do it to this person and you didn't do it to that person?
Right.
I'm just saying. Did
Wow.
you get it? Okay. Mhm.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
so they said to me that anybody who's under 30,
Hmm.
they need to see that they can commit to something. So going to college for 4 years means you have the proclivity to be able to stay at a job for at least a couple of
Mm.
years. And I said, really? And they said, because really, we don't need your education because what you learn in school is really great. But when you get to the real world, we have to teach you how we really do it in the real world.
Okay.
And, anybody over 30, they need to pay their bills. They're pretty settled. And so we don't check as much. So if they have more experience than they do education, we'll accept them. But anybody under 30, we need to see that they've completed their education. And so if there's anybody out there, trust me, if you have been doing something for at least 5 years, how many years did I say? 5, right?
Hi. Yep.
And you're able to teach someone else, you now have become the expert.
Yep.
Even if you don't have education, you have the experience. You got that
Exactly.
hands on. And if you can teach somebody else, you now have become an expert. So please, do not feel that you're not qualified because you don't have education, or you feel, oh my
Exactly.
gosh, I'm like 45 and I've been doing this and I got to try to get this education.
No.
You have a lived experience. Let's see what it's
Yes. Yes. Yes.
from home. Okay.
So for coding, I would say yes. For medical billing, I would say that's there's companies that will take chances. Like I know for like Trinity, some people did go to school and took the class, and then Trinity helped gave them the opportunity, and then it's up to the person to really, if they like with medical billing and coding, you just have to pay attention to detail, because pretty much the information that you get is gonna tell you. And I tell people that all the time. You gotta pay attention to details. You gotta have patience, because in the healthcare world, things change every second. Not every day, every second. Things change. Today I can go to sleep. 5 minutes later, they're saying, "Hey, we're gonna do this now," or "This is gonna change," or "It's gonna change on this date." So things constantly change. So it's basically just stand afloat on just educating, reading, and being focused and paying attention to detail, because this is people's income, or you're working, and so we're doing medical billing and coding, but I do this billing is you're working with both. You're working with the provider. That's why we're called third party, because we're working with the provider. We're the middleman, and then we're also working with the patient, the member, the card holder, the insurance person, the person that's holding that insurance card. So we actually are taking care of both parties, and you got to keep your mind open, because you got to say, okay, if I verify this insurance and this person goes to this provider, and you're told that you got a $20 out of pocket, and then they go to the doctors and then they are paying $150 versus that $20, your job ain't done, because you're not paying attention to detail. Meaning that you didn't read deep down and seeing what the benefits really were. And that's when I say you got to just really pay attention to detail. It's not hard at all. It's administrative work, data entry. I love it. So I love what I do, because again, things change constantly. So it's a beautiful field to get into, and that's my goal, is to be able to help people that wants to work from home, that wants to do their own thing and not have to work for a corporate office. Because if you got the education and you're trained by an experienced person, and you know what you're doing and you're paying attention, you can start your own business. You don't have to work for nobody else, and you can make some good income. I do pretty well, and I just, out of 5 years, I'm just seeing what I actually can do. And I'm like, this is amazing, because it's like I almost want to run back to the corporate world, but since I went full time and paying attention in my business, I'm seeing what I can do, and I love it. And it is a forever learning field. Never never can sleep on it. You have to constantly read, constantly go to webinars, seminars. You have to pay into what you want to be able to get out of it. You can't just say, okay, today I'm gonna just do this and go to work and go home. It doesn't matter where you work at, really. You got to continue on learning. You got to keep going.
There you go. Um, so for someone who wants to go into it, so you're saying it takes you about 5 years in order to realize, some income?
It does not. It took me, because I was too busy working for the corporate world and not really focusing on my business at 100% capacity. Now that I am, after 5 years, I've always been doing my business part time,
Okay.
always. And so I've been doing it part time. So it's like now that I'm in it full time, I see it. When I was doing it part time, I didn't see it, because I was too busy, and I hired people to do what I can do, the billing stuff. And so I was hiring someone to do my billing stuff while I try to work on the billing foundation of the company. And it didn't work. So I had to really say, you know what? If I want this thing to be successful, I need to just do it. And that's what I did.
So, um, if somebody wanted to do it, what are the startup costs to do medical billing?
It really depends on what you want and what you want to do. So when I started at home. Right now, I'm outside of my home because for years I've been doing this for 15 years. Not I just always on the side as a 1099 before I got my LLC in 2018. I've always been doing it on the side. So it just kind of depends on how you get started, what you do. Because right now, a lot of people you can use their software. So I was reading when I first started. I was reading on Google, of course, and a couple other things like, oh, it can start from anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000 to start a billing company. I started with zero. I
Mm,
started with zero, and I had a laptop. My laptop probably cost about $900, and then like the clients and stuff that I had, they had their own billing software. So all they had to do is give me access to their software. I didn't have to pay for no software. My business was out of my home. I bought a printer for $99 that was refurbished. So it's like your startup costs can be whatever you feel comfortable with because of the fact that you don't have to instantly buy all of this stuff. A lot of insurance websites you don't have to pay for. A lot of those insurance websites are free. So it's a lot that you don't have to pay for. The cost starts when you have overhead. Right now I have a suite with 3 offices in it. And then of course now your internet. I didn't have to pay for it when I was at home, only the home internet. But now I'm paying an extra cost for business internet, the phone line, so all those things. So it just really depends on the person while they're researching what they want to do. So it's really up to that person. It's not like a fixed dollar amount to say, okay, I need $3,000 to start this business. Now, if you want to get part of a franchise or something like that, that's where those big old dollar amounts, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 startup costs come from.
mhm. Um,
Don't be afraid. Call me, girl. Don't be afraid. I got you. You can do it. You can do it. And the best thing is, this platform is awesome because this is a network situation. So it's just, and I was afraid. So, and I'm telling you, don't be afraid because I was afraid as well. But I've been doing it for years. So, and I'm here now and I'm excited about it.
well, greetings. So, if you need some t-shirts for your business, this is the woman right here, Miss Shawn Stokes. We want to give
Okay.
a shout out. She is in Kalamazoo, Michigan, Portage area, and she will ship anywhere overnight and you'll have it. So please check her out. Just look up Shawn Stokes and it's prayer. She's got a folder that says prayer away,
Okay.
and there's so many different t-shirts. I think that you need to have some t-shirts made for your village because you have a really great village and you guys need to come up with something and you need to get some t-shirts made. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying because this is how we do around
Yes.
here.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
This is how we do. And
Definitely.
I have some great t-shirts. Probably my most favorite is Pretty Girls Pray. Yes.
Love it.
And I'm not gonna cry, but my father passed away, and we daddy's girls, and
Okay.
so she made a one for me, and of course mine are all purple, all
Okay.
glittery. It matched my little personality, so I appreciate that.
I'm sorry for your loss, and purple looks good on you. So,
It's just been my favorite color since I was ooh in the 10th grade,
okay.
ninth or 10th grade. So and that over since 1900 and
Stop. You look good, girl. You
that
look
we've been rocking this purple. I
okay.
joined the Navy at 17, and girl, I had me a purple swimsuit.
Okay.
Yes, hmm
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
purple
Do it.
swimsuit,
Do it.
and
We
jumped
don't.
off the side of a ship. Can you believe it?
Oh,
So
you
I'm like,
really jumped off on the side of a ship?
I did it. I did that. I did do it.
Oh,
I did do it.
nice, nice.
I live life out loud and in color.
That's awesome, and that's beautiful, and that's my mission. Out loud and colorful. My favorite color is royal blue. Love it. It calms
Ooh,
me down. So when I see that color, I'm in my zen moment. So
well,
yeah.
that's nice to know. That that cobalt blue,
Mm, yes.
that's the color.
Yeah, it is. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Is
blue.
that it? To me, they say red is that power color, but I feel like when I put on my royal blue, man,
Uh-oh. I
I'm
dropped
lost.
the, hold on. Hello.
Uh oh.
Drop my little mouse.
Uh
Okay.
oh. Uh oh.
Thank you. We appreciate you. I love this woman right here. She
Yes.
is
Thank
definitely a
you.
part. She's a part of my village. She is a part of my accountability. She keeps me covered in prayer. And she just my everything. I just
That's
love her.
I love it, Cardi.
And I mean, if I don't feel well, I know when I feel better because I said, oh, she didn't pray or she didn't can't she in fact I'm drinking it right now.
You
She
sound so much better too.
she came all the way from Timbuktu to bring me some it's ginger and honey crystals that you
Mm,
just melt in tea and it just opens you right on up and it coats those vocal cords and I'm like, look at God. Somebody
mm.
she really loved me. It was just like, you home? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm about to, leave some at your door. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And so I understand, about people loving you, and it definitely makes a difference that somebody would drive 45 minutes to drop off a bag this big just so I can talk.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well,
So I
thank
love
you for
it.
dropping that off.
So I can do what it is that I do. And I'm just so, so grateful. So grateful.
That's
Um,
awesome.
I am just honored and thrilled that on International Women's Day, that two women of color had an opportunity to sit and chit chat and talk about what it is that they do and the difference that they're making in the community. And you definitely are. And okay, so I don't know if y'all ever had a left Taco Tuesday. And trust me, everybody does not make good tacos. Don't believe that. They don't. Everybody don't make good tacos. Because I do not like mine filled with all this meat and then it gets soggy. And so the bottom be like, ugh. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I'm real
Yeah.
particular.
Yeah.
So, but I did get a chance to have some of her Taco Tuesdays and with the chips and all of that. I was like, mm.
Thank
I
you.
was I was smacking and chewing with my mouth open.
Thank you.
I had purple lipstick everywhere on all of it. I'm just saying, it was good because everybody doesn't make good tacos. They don't.
Exactly. They don't. And I appreciate it so much. And it was, man, I love doing it. A friend of mine had his birthday party and me and my friend Key, the one that we do the entertainment thing together. And we did three different types. We did chicken. We even, we did
I
meatless.
think
We
I
did,
had steak
you had the steak. Yeah, yeah, we had the steak. So we did chicken,
because
and we
some people
also
got to be some people got to be bougie. I'm
we
just
had
saying. I
yeah.
don't. I think pigs are wonderful. I
We
do.
we don't
But
do pig.
I definitely, growing up, they used to say, "Child, I like to eat high up on the hog,"
Oh,
and I never knew what that meant,
yeah.
till I got grown, real grown, and I
Mhm.
realized that, yeah, I don't do the feet, the tail, the rooty to the tooty. I don't do all that. And
Right.
the higher you go up on the hog, is the more choice meats, like that pork tenderloin.
And
That's,
yeah, see, and I don't do no pork at all. Like I stopped eating pork when I was 15, when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. I stopped. And that's the other thing too, just being a teen mom. That, whoo, that's a whole nother story. A whole nother story. And and so I stopped eating pork when I was 15. So yeah, I don't do that. But I still eat my chicken, my beef, my turkey, my fish, and I've gotten introduced to the impossible meat. So, and one of our tacos had the impossible meat, and we did a taco bar for a friend of mine for his birthday, and that was people were like, "Oh my gosh, do you guys cater?" And I'm like, "No." So yeah, so thank you so much for the support on buying the tacos. We will be bringing that right now. We had a pause, but we will be bringing that back here in the near future. But if somebody wants some special orders, we up for the task. We up for the task. So
I
I
love it. I love
appreciate
it. I love it.
you.
So, if you know of another woman who is just really making an impact in their community, please, 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 please send them my way. And I
I
would love
definitely
to
will.
have them on the show. And even at some point, we can sit and do a round table. Miss Thang, she got a red one, honey. Mine's gonna be purple. I'm just saying.
Look, let's make that happen. I think I like that idea right there.
And
That
then
round
we just
table.
sit around and women of different ages. I read a post on LinkedIn about a young lady who is doing some phenomenal things in the city of Grand Rapids that I'm about to snag her up. I haven't seen her on anybody's podcast, and I was like, wow, she's doing some phenomenal things.
Mm-hmm.
And she talked about her struggles of being a young person doing a grown person's job. I guess
Mm,
that's the best way I can put it. And so I said, "Ooh, pumpkin, we need to talk," you know.
yes.
And she was venting. Oh, okay. Well, you can go to 100 Shades. You can go to Dr. Kimberly Yvonne Barrington. Honey, actually, you can Google me. I think that is so cute, that you can Google me and you'll see me everywhere.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I do. I know when I say I know so many phenomenal women that are doing so much in the community, that's doing so much to help other entrepreneurs, young women. And that's I think we just don't have enough of that. I know so many of them and I'm around them all the time. And we don't do enough of those things. So we do need to do a little more and get together and promote each other.
I agree. And we need to get rid of that misnomer that women can't get along and that we're just, especially women of color, whether it's black, brown, or yellow. And
Exactly.
I love them all. I like the white ones and the pink ones and the purple ones and the yellow ones. And
Yes.
uh, on yesterday's show, if you didn't catch it, I talked about a woman that I met the other day at the hospital and just
Okay.
how she came up to me and says, "You look like you're lost." I said, "Girl, I am. I can't remember which way I'm supposed to go." I got off the elevator and she says, "Well, you tell me where you think you need to go, and I probably could find you and help you get there." And I
Uh-huh.
told her that I appreciated her. And she was Anglo. And
Okay.
I said, I appreciate it because the example that I gave, it's the same thing if you were in a parking lot, you got a 2-year-old who's screaming, you're trying to get the groceries in, and somebody comes along and says, "Girl, I remember those days. Do you want me to help you put the groceries in, or do you want me to grab the baby?" And she says, "I'll grab my baby. If you can help me get my groceries in, that would make my life so much easier."
Uh-huh.
And that is how we make change,
Yes.
is that we stop to take the time to say, "Hey, are you okay?"
Are you okay?
And wait for the answer. And
Yes.
then ask, "Well, how can I best help you?"
Yes. And I have a village that does that for me all the time. All the time. And it's beautiful. And we do it for each other. And it's beautiful. So definitely I love that story. Yes.
And so for her just to come alongside and just say, how can I help you? And then she says, we get to the car, and she said, I believe that you have a system on how you get in this car. I said, I really do. And I said, because this is my 10th year. She said, oh my God. She said, I could just see the independence. You just moving around. And so you tell me what you need to do or what you want me to do. And if you don't need me to do anything, I'll just stand here. And I said, I love you. And sometimes
Wow.
that's just what we need to do, because many times we get frustrated because people don't want to accept our help, but we never ask them, how can we help?
Right.
And what is it
Right.
that you need from me? Because so many times we think that we know what the other person needs and we just do it. And then that's where all the offense comes in
Exactly.
on both ends. So it's nice to know that you have a village who listens to you and who sometimes has to take authority and say, look, let's go, girl. You know what? No questions asked. Get in the car. Let's go. You need a break.
Let's
So, is there anything that you didn't get to say, you wanted to say, you thought about saying, because you thought about it 2 days ago, and it's like, when I get on the show, this I'm gonna say, and then I'm like, yeah, I forgot. Okay.
I bet when I get off, I'm like, dang, I should have said, but right now I feel like I said a lot. And yes, I think I'm good. I think we're good to go. And I appreciate you for allowing me to be on the show. Yeah, so I'll have to make sure everybody catch the recap because there I was getting multiple texts, but I'll make sure they
I
catch
will.
the
As soon as we end here, I'll go snatch it off of YouTube and then and post it on your page.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you again for allowing me to be on and tell just a little bit of the story because we got to keep a little bit behind the scenes. Yeah, yeah, yes. And let me know when you want to do that round table because I will. Hey, we can get some people together. Yes.
Y'all ready? Come on, y'all. Here it goes. Anything you want done, baby? Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Hey.
Don't be scared. I saw you dancing.
Ooh, you see me dancing, girl. That was a birthday dance. I'm recovering.
You dropped it like it was hot.
That's recovering. Hey. Hey.
Yes.
I love your spirit. Beautiful.